Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at a basic mix down for the instrumental part of a full song. We've got to keep a couple of things in mind. Of course, we'll be looking at planning. This is very, very important. Plan, 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 plan. Okay, where we are in the song, what we're doing in the song. The second thing is neatening up our audio files. So whether it's a sound that might have occurred that we didn't know was in the recording, or maybe a sound that we knew would be there but just doesn't sound so cool now. So we just snip, 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 and we neaten up those audio files that need neatening up. The next is sound processing, so things like EQ or compression or whichever processing needs to take place, volume control, etc. These will be something that you should probably think about beforehand, because you know what the song sounds like more or less, and you know what you want to do in terms of panning or whatever the case may be. So think about your processing, what you want to do there, the sound effects you're going to use. And then the last little consideration that we need to think about is, time to render. Boop. So render out the file and bring it into a mastering software where you can, maybe if there's any noise floor, you can reduce that. If there is compression needed, you can compress to bring all the highs and the lows nicely close together. And then, of course, normalizing. So that's basically my idea of how to do a light master. I'm quite excited, I think. Stick around to the end and let's see how our mix down mixes out. So I just want to send a huge shout out to Mr. Jonas Adamson. He is a marvelous musician, a superb saxophonist, a incredible conversationalist, and I love his music. Go and check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. I basically start my day with these smooth vibes. It works wonders for my mental, my emotional, I suppose, just my whole setup for the day. So go ahead and check out Jonas Adamson's channel. You will not be disappointed. Also, without him, we would not have these conversations. So Jonas and I started out being buddies, having these interesting conversations, and this is where the series was given birth to, I suppose. You know, the seed was planted there. Go write a song based on Sticks and Stones. By the way, Sticks and Stones is the name of the series. It's a number of case studies that we're doing, so basically he instructed, go write a song, and we've been making videos from that ever since. The first video that we made, the first installment, is a case study on how to compose a piece of music. So we wrote lyrics and we wrote melodies and we wrote accompaniments. We played around with different types of sections that we wanted in there within the composition case study. And the next installation, part 2, we looked at arranging, so finalizing and formalizing what the sections would look and even sound like, and even in between the links, how could they smoothly then connect with each other. The third installation was how to record these. So we were recording all of these music lines that we had used from the arrangement blueprint, if you like, or if you will, and it worked out marvelously, I think. This is now the fourth installation that we are shooting right now in real time, baby. And we're going to be mixing down the instrumental section of Sticks and Stones, so you can see what my dream and idea is for that part. Of course, our next installation will be the vocal mix down, so that's something to look forward to, how we use the voice and mix the voice in with our already mixed instrumental part. But we'll first have to mix it before we get there. Mix it before we fix it. Who knows what's going down, baby? Yeah, so fantastic. This is where we are now. If you have missed any of the other or previous installations, I'll leave a card at the top of the screen, and go ahead and click that. It'll build some cool context for you as we sit and we do the mix now. So get you up to speed to where we are. Of course, I will leave a link in the description as well, so you can see each video at your own time and leisure. All right, so just some rules of engagement, how we're going to go about doing our thing is we're going to have a plan roundabout here. That's the song structures with all its sections, and right at the bottom we're going to have all the processing, so the sound effects that we're going to be using, and you can see them start out red, turn blue, and then turn green. So if we haven't even looked at it yet, it will be red. Once we are applying anything to a section, it will turn blue. Both the actual processes or processing sound effects, as well as the sections. And then of course when we're done, you'll see them turn green, all of them, the sections and the processes. So for each of them, you'll see a red, blue, and green reflected in the actual sections, the song plans. Guys, I'm super excited to do what we are about to do together. Yeah, man. So let's get started on this. But just before we do, here's a quick word from our sponsor. If you're a beginner guitarist, this series is perfect for you. Over the next few days, I'll be posting 10 quick guitar tips for beginners. And at this point, I've got a challenge for you. Right, welcome back, and let's get going. So the idea now is we want to start with the intro, and we're going to work our way all the way through. We might add different processes or sound effects as we go along. Just watch this bottom tab here at the bottom and see things turn green. Right, guys? Let's give it a go. Right. First thing is we're going to have a listen to our bass line, our intro bass line. So let's quickly just open up the tab there. We're going to do some EQing. Let's do some EQing quickly. See if we are happy. Generally, I like to roll off 120 hertz. So that we get all that muddy stuff out of the way. Let me just have a listen. Sounds good to me. And now we listen. Okay, we've got that roll off done. Now we're just listening for, in the EQ, we're taking out some frequencies that we don't like. So, and also creating a space for the vocals to sit in nicely. So that's always important. So at the moment now, I'm going to choose some compression 2:1. That's okay. And we've done our EQ. So there we go, guys. Sounding good to me. At the moment, we've got EQ and we've got compression for the intro. This is pretty decent. All right. This is pretty decent. Okay, we're going to move on. Maybe we'll just focus on EQ and compression for the moment, and see how these guys fit together. So we're going to the chorus section now, bass line as well. We'll quickly open up our EQ section, and immediately we're going to roll off at 120. Let's have a listen quickly. All right, let's get this to the chorus section. This is what I'm talking about, man. We're listening for that strange sounds that we want to take out of the frequencies that we want to remove. And at the same time, we want also to create a space for our vocals to thrive in, hey? So this is what I'm doing at the moment. So taking out the mids basically from the bass line just a little bit, rolling off a little bit. So, and having some compression. All right, so that's that. Cool, sounds good to me. Ba-dum bum bum. Dum dum. Yeah, man. Woo! This is what I'm talking about. Okay, moving on now. We've now done the bass line, which is great. Now we're gonna do that soft acoustic, man. You know what I mean? Like this is just sounding okay now. Sticks and stones might break my bones, but your words cut right through me. Hammer those nails right into my skin, rolling off the low end, baby. If anything, guys, that you take away from this EQ bit, please roll away the muddy bit that you don't need, because I promise you, it's just gonna leave this unwanted sound at the bottom of your mix, and it ain't gonna be cool, man. It ain't gonna be cool swimming in that pool. You know what I mean? Let's create that space for the. Now, just quickly compression 2:1. Ah, it just brings it forward. That compression just brings the whole thing forward. Listen. This thing's getting better. I don't know if it's just sort of growing on me, but yeah. Oh, beautiful, man. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Come on, come on. Okay, so that's the basic chorus is done. I think maybe we can try. Let me just see. There should be a discant melody going all the way from the beginning that we can also play around with. Remember, guys, we are just going to focus on trying to sort out all the parts in the intro and the chorus now quickly, so that we're happy to hear what we're hearing. This is just the instrumental, just a sort of like a reminder there, so that we know what we want to do with the vocals after we have this lovely bed of information or bed of audio files that's just sort of, wanting to hug. Oh, hug the vocals, you know what I mean? You must want to hug the vocals, and when it sits there, you should feel all of the, it's going to be magic, man. It's going to be magic. Let's have a listen to it quickly. Ready? Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. This is the discant melody. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, beautiful. All right, let's just quickly do the EQ bit over here. So we're EQing again, rolling off that end, man. Roll off that bottom end. We don't need it. You don't need that bottom end. So let's just quickly do that. 120 hertz goners. Okay, and then creating like just a space for the vocals to go in, putting some compression on, just brings it forward, so it's just pulling it all together. It's quite nice. Okay, let's just quickly, yeah, all right. Yeah, man. I don't know why I've got the right the mill, hammer those nails right into my skin, but you're the one that screwed me. All right, I'm happy with that, guys. We're actually going quite nicely now. So we're going to have a listen to our Let's just quickly have a listen to our, excuse me. We're gonna have a listen to our ayo, 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 ayo. Also soft guitar. That's good. Okay. All right, so let's quickly go and have a look at what's happening over here. Dum dum dum, this descant melody, the descant melody, the descant melody. We roll off. Whenever you do EQ, guys, just remember, take out that low end. You don't need it. Oh, no, you don't. You don't need it. Then when you do, just have a listen with your own ear. Does it sound nice? Or is it like, oh, boxy, if it sounds like you're speaking like this, it's not the right frequency, so get rid of it. If it sounds like it's tingy or tinny, get rid of it. At the same time, you want to have a space for your vocals. So just make sure you have a space for your vocals there at the end of the day. So create that bowl, and I think you'll be a happy person. I'm just sticking to the same compression for everything, just to keep it simple. Just to keep it simple. All right, cool. I think I'm happy with the whole setup now. Let me just check. Bum, 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 bum. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're ready to get into ayo, 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 ooh, ah, ayo, 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 ooh, ah. I'm cool with that, man. I'm cool by the pool with that, my man. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the verse. We've now got our EQ. You always roll off that bottom end. Always, always, always. Man, you're hardly ever gonna need that noise, that floor. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the choice is yours. If you want that noise there, no problem. But I mean, for me, I just take it out. I just take it out, man. I take it out. All right, let's have a listen. So now we're going to have a listen to the first verse and the first pre-chorus, okay? Also, I'm going to try and get this whole mix as quick as possible as we go down. So we're just going to listen quickly. We were together, but I guess hearts fall apart. Nothing lasts forever. Something's gotta give. Someone's gotta go. That descant melody. Boom, 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 boom. Woo! Da 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 da. And never know what to do. Ah! Does it get better or what? I don't know what the heck, man. It sounds so very good. All right, let's EQ, 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 EQ. Roll off that bottom end. It sounds nice. Bum 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 bum. And you listen for that unwanted frequency. So if it sounds like it's in a box, you don't want to sound like this. So you hear me talking. I'll talk like you want to hear the talk clearly. You know what I mean? So make sure that when you are doing your EQ, that you are getting the desired effect. Okay, so this is very, very, and you don't want the thing to be tingy. That's the other thing. You don't want it to be tingy. So get rid of that. But at the same time, create the space for the other instruments to also get a show. But I think like the main thing is if you have a tight sounding instrumental, you end up having quite a lovely basis for the vocals to sit in. So that bowl, oh guys, keep thinking about your vocals when you mix down your instrumental. It's gorgeous if you do it the way that you should. All right, so that's very important. But in any event, at the moment I've got yeah, man. Okay, so because I played it through once, so beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, let's go into the chorus section. So now, guys, we'll just stop that there. We are at a point now where we're going into the second chorus. We've done EQ and compression for everything up until the second chorus. There are a few other things that we're going to be doing, but for now, things are looking good, man. Let me just get my chair sorted. I ain't gonna not have water this time. I've got water for... It's a different kind of performance, I suppose. Yeah, man. Again, I get very excited, guys, and I don't know how it's going to work out. Maybe we are going to again have these weird things happen then near the end. Woo! The frustration is crazy. Anyway, let's not focus on frustration at this particular point in time. Let's have a look and see what our verses are looking at this particular juncture. Guys, things are looking very good. So we're going into the next chorus. The beautiful thing about this, guys, is that, excuse me, you remember that we copy pasted the choruses and they are on the same channel. So if you are doing, basically I've mixed the choruses already. So our chorus sounds lovely. Let's just quickly take the first verse. We're going to be listening to the first verse going into that last chorus, and as well as our copy-pasted chants. Fantastic! Isn't that fantastic? I thought that was good. I thought that was lovely. For me, that was brilliant. I'm going all over the show. It's like, a movie vibes. It's movie vibes. I'm in a movie, man. I'm in a movie. It's really coming together nicely. Let's have a listen. Talking about movies, so I think this morning Jonas and I were chatting, and I was just telling him one of the tunes that I did, one of the covers that I did a little bit earlier in this week. He's like, the song sounds cool, and we were chatting away, and I didn't even realize, but the song that I did was in a movie that Jim Belushi was in. K9, I think the movie was called. And we were having this fat chat about this K9 thing because when I was tiny, there was one of the songs that just sat with me, I suppose, for the whole time. And now the other day, I just thought, you know what, this song sounds nice. And I played it, so you have a listen to it, and he was sort of gauging, so how it was. And again, one of these random conversations end up talking about this movie about a policeman and his dog, and it's their relationship. I think it's a fantastic movie, to be honest with you, for that time. And it's almost instilled this love for animals, and I really, really care about animals. I've almost always had a pet, except for now that I've moved to another country. So it's difficult to have pets in a hotel. They like, nah, no pet for you. So I'm quite a big dog lover. If you wanted to know. But anyway, I digress. So this movie basically is where I heard the song, and I thought, let me do a cover of it. But I wanted to really get into that cover. You know what I mean? I wanted to just bring just Ed, whatever that means, But I mean, like, wow, was a fantastic move. But anyway, okay, so let's quickly get into this. We're going to have a listen to... let's have a listen to the verse 1 going into pre-chorus 1 going into chorus 2. Baby, maybe we can even listen to... Let me just see if I can do that. Let me just see if I can do that. Yeah, I can. Okay, so we're going to have a listen to verse 1 going into chorus 2 and the chant bit. Okay, so all of this is basically already got its little bits in there. Today we're not together. but I guess hearts fall apart and nothing lasts forever. Something, alright, there's gotta give. To tell you the truth, it's sounding so nice to get. I can yell if I must just sprinkle that vocals over. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Sticks and stones might break my bones, but your words cut right through me. Hammer those nails right into my skin. Oh yes, yes Lord, yes. Ayo, 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 ooh, ah, and it opens up. Ayo, 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 ooh, ah. Dum, dum, that heartbeat, dum, dum. Go! Guys, whatever, man. Whatever, man. Ah, this is crazy, man. This is just super duper crazy. I mean, and you know what else? This is unbelievable. So basically, just to give you a quick breakdown, we are looking at EQ and compression, right? So we've been playing that game throughout. We are now done with chorus 2 and chant 2. In fact, we are now on verse 2. But the beautiful thing of it is that I actually played the whole thing through on that same channel, which means that, let me just double check here quickly. We're going to have a look-see if this is actually the case, and I think it is. Yep, the settings on our EQ here. Isn't this fantastic? So we've got the second verse is EQ'd, the second verse is compressed. Guys, we just like ting, 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 ringing that bell. Ring. Okay. Anyway, let me just stick to this bit over here. Bum, 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 bum. Let's have a listen to it. So take it from the. Shall we take it from the chant? Ayo, ayo, ayo. Ayo, ooh, ah, ring, ayo, 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 ooh, ah, jump, 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 heartbeat, baby. This is what we're talking about. Now, through our photographs, us in the past, we're holding hands. Who knew that love could be so? And even after that, the aftermath wasn't half as bad as. I mean, the word aftermath, what was I thinking? That's just genius. Dum, 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 bum, 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 bum. This is great, guys. Bum, 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 bum. And we're just on the EQ and compression. This is crazy. And where are we now? My favorite part. This is my favorite part. We're getting to this bridge. I mean, you know, the thing about the bridge is that, I mean, just, gonna go mad. You know what I mean? The thing about the bridge is that it was supposed to do one thing and then it did another. It just didn't listen to me. It took its own life into its own hands and it just like created itself like I didn't exist. This is just unbelievable. This is just, whoo, this is unbelievable, man. Wow. Okay. So we recorded the bridge on its own. And so basically, yeah. And so we will be applying the forces that be upon it. Are you a Star Wars fan? I don't know. But in any event, I am a Star Wars fan. I really am a Star Wars fan. I do enjoy Star Wars and Marvel movies. I mean, good movies in general. I mean, that's also quite cool. And the cool thing about watching movies, guys, is that you get to see how other sound designers work with serious material. So you play around with these ideas, and you wish and you dream. I mean, someone who has the limited resources that I do, I mean, I don't have a whole studio behind me. You see, I'm here in my own house, and or well, I suppose in my apartment. And you might be in a similar situation. Whatever your setup, you might only have a mic and a very, very old computer like me. And I was chatting to my brother on the phone now the other day, and he was sort of like shouting me. He's like, I can't believe you're running that old version of whatever. Anyway, but yeah, he gave me an earful. I was just like, okay, man. I'm just a musician, just a humble musician. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. So I am a humble musician, but I had a good convo with him, and yeah, he was just advising me on what I should do to, just get real, man. Get with the program, do the thing proper. But in any event, even with that limited setup, you can do so much. Your imagination. I know this might be a cliche, but like reality is as limited as your imagination. You can do absolutely anything with anything, maybe even with nothing, you know. But here I am again. What's that? Talkie, 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 talkie. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's have a listen to my favorite part of my favorite part of the song. Okay, so here we go. No matter what you say, or even what you do, it won't the pain away. No dream can last this long. You wake up feeling blue. Can't go to yesterday. Obviously, I've been practicing because I was breathing properly this time. Practice, 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 my man. Okay, guys, it sounds pretty decent. Let's just quickly put some EQ on this. As always, you got the roll off. You got to roll the low end off. So 120. 120 hertz. I just roll off at 120 hertz. That's just my deal. Again, it's up to you what you want your bit to be. Generally, over there is where my boxy sound sounds like. I suppose it's because of the room that I'm recording in. And then I want to just figure a space for my. I want to figure a space for my Vox to play in. So somewhere there. All right. It is a feel, guys. I mean, like at the end of the day, and we put some compression on that. Let's put some compression, man. Some compression. Now, I mean, that's some compression. The other thing is that when I was younger, we used to watch loads of these cartoons, and being from an African country, we always thought the American accent was like the shizness, the bee's knees, you know what I mean? The nines. You were like, what? That's it. Oh man. Oh man. Whether you went to Texas or whether you were, doing your thanky, thanky, thank. I think that is also quite a beautiful trick to master, you know what I mean? Oh, if you wanted some tea, could I have some tea, please? Whatever, you know what I mean? I mean, my brother and I, brothers, sisters, I don't know if my sister played such a big part in trying to do some magic over there, but I do think that at some point, it seems as though I might have some death in the family if I just work quickly. Can I? I think I can. Give me 2 seconds. I just have to quickly grab a power plug or else I won't see you. Here we are. All right. Should have done some planning there with that. Hey, let's just get our camera heated up. I don't think this will last too long. Sorry for you're not seeing me, but there we go. I think we have saved the day. Goody goody gumdrops. Yeah? Goody goody gumdrops. That's some quick thinking right there. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, so yeah, we did loads of um, we did loads of accents, or we tried to anyway. I don't know if it was successful in much of the state there. I think I've also made this a little bit dirty. That's much better. So yeah, we did loads of these accents, and yeah, we played around with it, had some fun, and I think that also trickles into my music. You know, I do enjoy when I'm telling a story through song, just to give a different kind of feel. And sometimes when you sing in a different accent, you use different parts of your mouth that just allows the words to do something interesting, which means that certain frequencies get left out. So if you're talking like this, you got a different kind of feel from if you're talking like this, you know. So you have different kinds of feels and pushes and presentations that really allow for you to play around with some frequencies and work in some magic. So when you're doing a mix like this, that's always something you need to be thinking about. But my voice doesn't change very often. It will basically stay the same for the most part. So I know more or less how the frequency spectrum affects. No matter in which room, really, it should basically stay the same. Knowing where I either strain or don't strain or whatever, you learn how to basically predict what your voice is going to do, you know. So that's it. Again, let's go ahead and have a listen to back to yesterday. No dream can last this long. You wake up feeling blue. Yeah, here's the diskette. Okay. Sounds good to me, man. Dun 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 dun, rolling off that dun 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 dum. Dum, dum. Just roll off some of those lows. Create a space for the Vox. Yeah, man. It is coming together quite nicely, maybe even very quickly as well. So let's just put some compression on that. And now it's moved forward. It's very good. Okay. All right, guys. So I think... let me just see what we've got left. So basically, we've got, this is the bridge now, yeah? And of course, our choruses are already sorted, you know? Our choruses are already sorted. So yeah, that's it. We've done that. And then let's just see this bass line. Let me get to the bass line quickly. Oh, and then there's one more thing that I really do want to do. What I want to do is I want to sort out, we'll still have to sort out the slide. You remember the slide bit? So we need to check out that slide bit too and see how that goes. So this is the end bass line. Dum, bum, bum. Okay, cool. Bass line, just gonna quickly roll off some EQ there. And okie dokie, yeah. See, did I do the right thing? Yeah, almost. I almost did the right thing. You know, when you're trying to be too quick, you just sort of don't always do the right thing. So you've got to always do the right thing, guys. So remember when you're doing your EQ, this is just, I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, it's good to get rid of that low noise level. Let's get that away. And then find a space in the frequency spectrum where you can create a lovely basically environment for your vocals to thrive in, you know. So that's quite decent, I think, at the end of the day. Okay, we've got this sorted. All right, guys. Cool. So there we are. That's the end of the song, basically. But now we have a few other bits and bobs that we need to sort out. So let's just quickly see which bits and bobs need sorting. I think we need to go to the choruses again. So let's go to chorus 2. Yep, we need to mix down. The nice thing about this is that the slides also I copy pasted. So these are all on their own vibe there. Let's just see if we can get this going again. Yeah, we can. All right, so here we go. Okay. Okay. Let me just see what is going on here quickly. Wow. I just want to this here. Okay. I see. Okay. All right, guys. So let me just quickly check this out. We're just gonna do a quick EQ here on our slide. Again, just taking away our low end, the unwanted frequencies, and now create a bowl for our, or an environment for our, very good. And compression, 2:1. Now it comes forward. That's great. Sounds good. And stones might break my bones, but your words cut right through me. Slide so nicely, those nails right into my skin, but you're the one that screwed me. All right, that's that one. And then soft chorus, let's hear. Yeah, man. The one, na na na. Those nails right. That's everything, guys. Cool. All right. So what did we do? So far we have basically compressed and EQ'd. So everything is cool now. And what I want to do is I'm going to start placing the plan. Basically, we want to try and create space in our ears to feel happy about what we're going to hear. So this is basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the bass line and I'm going to create a second or duplicate of that sound and put them in both ears so that we can hear them. So we have to figure out which spacing would be good. Generally, what I like to think of is that the bass must be somewhere in the center, you know. So 5 left, 5 right. That's how I like to do that. So let's just quickly do that. I'm just going to immediately duplicate this here. And at the same time, I'm going to take away 5 dBs. Just make it softer a little bit. Let's have a listen to what it sounds like if I put this 5 to the right and 5 to the left. Okay, alrighty. Let's have a listen. And maybe also, shall we do a little bit of, please now, pretty about this. Anyway, okay. That's okay, right? So let's have a listen to what our bass line sounds like. Let's have a listen to what our bass line sounds like. Yeah. Pretty good. So now it's sitting here. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. Sitting just here. So it was in the center. I've then shifted it sort of just a little bit. So just a little to the left and a little to the right. So now we get the stereo picture of what's happening there. I'm going to do the same with the chorus bass lines. So we're just going to, just going to duplicate that quickly. Okay, and that's also going to go a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, just to give us that stereo picture, you know, of what's going down there. So that's pretty decent, and we're going to have a listen to it now. Let's listen from the intro into the bass line. So if I can just quickly, well, I suppose I can do this, eh? Yeah, okay. Let's go all the way to the top, all the way to the top, all the way to the top. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna choose those files that are gonna be important to me to hear. Okay, is that it? I think so. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, there's that accent thing I was talking about earlier. It's a strange thing to play it on. Anyway, take it down, down. Sticks and stones, my. So now I hear them in both sides. Your words cut right through me. Great. Okay. Now, sticking to the chorus, we're gonna leave it like that, I think. We're going to, just sticking to the chorus, we're gonna have a listen to our soft guitar, so the body of the guitar that really tells us how we want the thing to feel. I'm going to take this and I'm going to push it as wide as I can. So put it at about 80 there, and I can already imagine what I'm going to do with the vocal. So it'll be nice and wide, the actual piece. But now with this, what will happen is I'm not only going to create a stereo, I'm going to create a duplicate of that initial guitar, soft guitar part. Put it at 80 to the left about, so I'm going to say 70, 80. And then I'm going to create another duplicate of that one, and we'll make the volume of it nice and soft. So here's some volume control that we are finally affecting here. So we've also started doing some volume control on the others too. I didn't really announce it, but we were doing it. Let me just see if I can quickly duplicate. Yeah, let's duplicate this quickly. See if I made another duplicate of it somewhere. I think I did. Let's see what's happening here. If I take that away. Okay, so at the moment, what's happening is I've got a center strumming guitar, and then I've pushed the duplicates wide. So we've got this fantastic feel of all of these things happening, you know what I mean? So I think, and the bass line, you have the bass here, you've got the guitars here and there. So here you've got the panning worked out quite nicely. So we are now panning our our bits and bobs nicely. And of course, we copy paste. Dun, 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 dun. Hammer those nails right into my skin. Brilliant. Let me just quickly. Guys, you won't believe it. It sounds too good. Sounds too good. Right now. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Thank you, chorus. Copy paste. So yeah, we have. I'm gonna add that discant melody in here too. Okay, so suppose we'll have to. Okay, no, we'll just do it from here. This discant melody. We'll see what we want to do with it. So I've just pushed it to the right, about 20 to the right. So all the discant melodies will be on the right hand side. Okay, just there at the back. And maybe just roll off about 5 dBs. So nice, that sounds pretty good to me. But I think what I want is a fuller sound. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push a duplicate all the way to about 50%, 56%-ish. Sounds very nice there. And we will put some volume control, minus 25 dBs. That generally works quite well. So it feels like the guitar is here and there. But then I'm going to make another duplicate that's just a little bit further away. So we'll put it at 60 and see how that sounds with it. It should work very lovely. Beautiful. So we've got one here, and there. Okay, and they're basically sort of balancing each other off, but it's setting the panning is sort of placing now all of these wonderful bits in the right space. So we've EQ'd, we've done some compression, and now we're doing some panning and volume control. Okay, so these are the processes that we are working with at the moment. It's actually very nice. Those nails right. Beautiful. And the nice thing is that all of these will be panned also into the next parts of the song. So yeah, guys, all our choruses are sorted now, and we're going to be looking at our verses, what we want to do with our verses. So generally, well, not our verses, our chants. Generally, we want the chants to have the same, that soft chorus to have the same setup as the others. So let's have a listen and see what is going on in the chant. Yeah. Ayo, 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 ooh, ah. Ayo, 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 ooh, ah. Also, we'll put 80-80. Should work out quite nicely that way. Oh, come on. All right, so we're going to create a duplicate. It'll go at minus 25 dBs. Pan all the way to the right. We'll have it at 80. Yeah. So that it doesn't sound weird in the mix when we listen to it. Moving from the chorus to the chant. And then that'll also go all the way to the right. Guys, it sounds so nice, man. Wow. Okay, cool. That our chant is sorted, even with its friends. You know, it's really cool, man, the way that this is working out. All right, done with the chant and volume control, as well as setting up our panning, so we're basically replacing where we want our ears to hear everything. It's brilliant. Okay, so now we're in verse 1. Remember, all our choruses are sorted. So you're going to just see this thing like quick sticks, man. Quick sticks. That's how that's going to roll. Okay, so what do we want to do with these guys? I think, okay, let's just see how this rolls out. The same thing will happen here. I'm going to put this, going to make duplicates of these chappies over here. Let's just make a duplicate. Thank you very much. Thank you, and I thank you. There are those wonderful accents coming out again. Okay, great. And this will be set at 80 to the right. Yeah, that's okay. It doesn't always have to be the same, but 80 is good. And 80 to the left. Nice. Okay. That's what's happening there. All right. 79, 80. Let's just round it up, yeah? Okay. So let's have a listen to our verse. So nice and big. You know, so now all of the space, we can just sprinkle where we want our vocals to be, you know? So that's the... You know what? I think that might be a little bit far. The I want it to be more closer. Let's have a listen to that again. Okay, it's now distinct. It's everywhere and also a little bit. So initially it was like a little bit here. So I've moved that discant melody to somewhere here. So we're hearing all of the stuff, and then it's so nice, man. Yeah. That's a titika. Cool. All right, guys. First one. And let me just see if the first two will also be like that. Yeah, verse 2 is sorted. Same channel. Right, so we're done with verse 1, done with verse 2. Let's sort out my favorite part, and we all know what that is. Right, let's quickly go to the bridge and get those beautiful things happening there. Same thing's gonna happen here, guys. I'm gonna make a duplicate, push it to 80 because it sounds so good and there's no reason for me to change it. So 80 wide. 80 is good. And then we're gonna do another 80 to the right. We had 80 to the left and now 80 to the right. We're busy panning now, okay? So maybe you're a little bit lost. We are panning. We're doing some panning. So placement, in other words, of the actual, beautiful, of the actual parts. Let's have a listen and see if we are happy with it. No matter what you say, or even what you do, this is gonna sound good, man. It's like wide, and it's in the center. We might decide to take the actual guitar and move it a little bit to either side, and take the lead vocal and put it so it sort of plays against each other. That's something to think about. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it builds into something else altogether, man. Something altogether. Bum, 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 dum, 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 bum. Yeah. No matter what you say. That's beautiful. All right, guys. Our panning is sorted for the bridge body, the soft guitar bit there. So now we're going to look at the what you call it, the descant melody. So I think what we did with the others, and we'll just stick to that formula. So just about 60, between 60 and 50, with a dum bum 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 bum, so that you have a basic idea of what it is. And then of course I'm gonna, so we go about 55, 60. That's okay. And then make a duplicate of that, and then we push it wide to about 56. Right, so we put it there. So now we've got a center part, but what we want to do with this melodies, the descant, the main the original audio file, I'll just make it -5 dBs, some volume control there. Okay, guys, this is beautiful. I think that's the whole thing. Almost the whole thing. So just a quick recap before I do the last touch up there. So we basically now have gotten through the whole song and did basic touch-ups. So we neatened things up. Well, we've done that already in the recording session. I think we found the parts that we wanted, and we snipped out things that we didn't really want there. But it was a pretty good session anyway, because the singing was pretty decent and the recordings turned out okay. When we listened to it at the end of the day, I thought it was going to be terrible, but I think you are your biggest critic. And so now what we had to work with, like the biggest job really was done. And we've placed some EQ on that. Remember, guys, when you do your EQ, please roll off that low end. That's super, super important. At least 120 hertz of that, because it's useless noise that you don't need. And then search for frequencies. It's like, oh, that doesn't sound so nice there. What can I do with that? Just cut it out. Okay, so I normally work with a reduction kind of technique when I'm doing my EQ. I never like to boost anything, because most of the time I get it wrong. You're like, what does that sound like? And then you lose all sorts of frequencies and whatever. I don't get the math 100% on that one, but with the reduction technique works pretty nicely. So you're just removing stuff and then placing things in that space that you've created. So for EQ, that's what I've been doing so far. And of course compression. So we've chosen to just have a ratio of 2:1, basically, just to bring it forward into the mix a little bit, and then just tighten up the sound somewhat. So that works quite nicely for that. We've done that for every section, including our copy paste. Thank the Lord for copy pasting. So that worked out pretty decently for us so far. And yeah, we've got compression, EQ down. And then we looked at the volume control. So for the duplicates that I've made from the original forms, waveforms, or at least audio forms, what I did was I would make duplicates of those, make them softer, so minus them to 25 dBs, and then place them wide. So we pan them wide enough so that we feel like this picture is now being built, So for every single section and every single audio file, there should be a duplicate or two. In most cases, you'll have 3, the main one, and then the duplicates. So the duplicates sit wide, and the main one, we can start differentiating whether we want it in the center or whether we want it just a little bit off center, so you can tickle the imagination, basically, and play them off different other I suppose, instruments, or sounds that can fight secretly in the story that you're trying to tell from a sonic pictorial idea, so that's actually quite nice. A sonic graph, that's lovely if you can play off that idea. So thus far, we've created this nice stereo feel. We haven't even compressed the whole thing together just yet, and there's no room put into it yet either. I wonder if we should at all. That's a question that we can talk about, but we'll see how we feel at the end, whether we need reverb or not. But at the moment, that's where we are. We've compressed, EQ'd, we've panned out every section, looking specifically to some of that, like the bass line is right in the center, but slightly apart from each other. So you can hear that in your left ear and your right ear. Excuse me. And of course, there is our soft guitars that will be wide, and in the center, we'll see if we want to play around with that center there. Same thing happens with the rest of the soft guitars. The slidey guitar, I'm probably not going to have it do any wide things. I'll want it to sort of be in a specific space. Because the discant melody is on the right side, I think I'd probably equal the slidey bit on the left hand side, so that you can hear it plays off each other. Always it must have a partner, I think, and it then complements what you are listening for. Let me just have some water quickly. Mouth is dry. Yeah, and so that's where we are basically. We've gone all the way through to the bridge. The bridge does the same thing. It's chorus, it's accompaniment, guitar accompaniment is also wide and in the center. The discant melody is just a little bit to the right. So you're going to place it the way you want to hear it, and that's what's important, that you can figure out what you need out of the whole thing at the end of the day. So that said, here we are at the last section, and that is the fill that goes into the last chorus. Remember, there was a bang part that we didn't like, or not that we didn't like, we just thought we had to fill it in with something. And so we've got this fill, and it is right here. I don't know if we even did. We didn't put EQ on this guy. All right, so let's quickly just roll off, as we were speaking earlier. We're just rolling off 120 hertz, and we're going to cut an unwanted frequency. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You start getting the feel of things, as you play around the sound spectrum. You just start doing some interesting things. Yeah, create that space for the vocals to sit nicely, and the rest of the instruments too. Add a compressor. There we go. Now let's just quickly put in our idea. So I made a duplicate of this, but what I'm going to do is, this duplicate is not something I think that's going to need sort of huge attention. So I'm only going to have one duplicate really on it, and we're going to pan it. These two will be panned a little bit wide, but I'll find a nice space for it, or maybe I'll add a third one. We'll see what gives. But I think as it builds, let's hear. Okay, so let me just go back here again. Oh, man, guys, this sounds so nice. Oh, sticks and stones. Guys, we're winning. Guys, we are winning. All right, okay, guys. So we've basically done the full. Sticks and stones might break my bones. Okay, so let me just double check to see that everything is there. But I think indeed, we are almost done. Okay, there's this end bass line that we need to sort out. Let me just quickly do that. I think yes, we did. We're almost done. Okay, so we have two parts that we have to sort out, and they are the end bass line and the slidey, but that, you know, the one that I was talking about earlier. Ooh, ay, ay, ay. So we said that the bass lines were going to just be 5 to the left and 5 to the right. Yeah, I think we only just used 2 anyway, so you've got this lovely idea, and we'll do -5 dB on both. Cool, so you end up with these 2 ideas for the bass line at the end as well as for the bass line. The other section, so the beginning. So let's just quickly sort out the slidey bit here. Got them EQ'd, I'm sure. Yeah, we do, and we've got our bits there. So this is going to have 2 duplicates. Our slide in the chorus, that type of sound. So it slides around the show. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna give it a softer quality as well. So we'll do a -25 dB there, and because we have, I think maybe what we can do is put this in 50. Hey, what's the other thing? Those are wide. Maybe not. Let's put that on 70. Yeah, something like that. So okay, we'll put it on 70. So it'll be wider than the actual discant melody, and you sort of have it covered there, and then we'll have something in the center for this as well, to play off the center audio file. So this will be 70 quickly. Let me just get to 70. Once I'm there, then I can chat with a clear brain. Aha. Okay, so let me just see where in the mix the discant melody is. The discant melody is 13 right. So we need to put our slide 13 left, but not just 13. Let's put it 14, so it's somewhere there. And let's have a listen. You ready? This is the slide part for the chorus. It'll be the same for the end chorus too. Guys, we are done with the mix. Again, let's have a listen to it. And stone my brain, my bones, but your words cut right through me. Hammer those nails right into my skin, but you're the one that screwed me. Hey, ayo, 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 ooh, ah. Okay, guys, so generally what happens now is that the choruses should sound a little bit fatter, fuller, and sort of rounder than, you know, the rest of the piece of music. So like your verses and your soft choruses and the bridges, so those pre-choruses too, those should be slightly thinner than the actual chorus, because that's where the joy is, that's where the dream of what the storytelling is all about. You keep coming to the center point, and in that center point it has to be a feature. So most mixes will probably have a lot of things happening in that chorus. Hopefully you don't pick up on them, you just feel them. So this is what we're going for, that feeling. Here we are. Are you ready to have a listen to the final mix? I think we will not put reverb on this. I think it sounds quite nice dry. What we can do is, after we've mixed the vocals, see if we like to put those vox and the instruments in a room. But for now, I think we will keep it just as it is. It sounds so lovely. Ah, man, it sounds so lovely, so neat, so clean. Yeah, let's give it a go. If you're ready, I'm ready. This is the part we've all been waiting for, the instrumental mix down. I am Jeepers. Who'd thought we'd have gotten here? Installment 4, huh? Wow. Okay, guys, if you're ready, I'm ready. I just want to see something quickly. If it's going to push forward on that. I see. Okay. Okay. Let's just do this and see how it goes. Further on from there, we're going to have a listen to the tune, okay? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Introduction. Like yesterday, we were together, but I guess we're apart. Something's got me, someone's got Yeah, man, That sounds very good. And I think when it's such a wide sound now, it's not just, this sort of 2D thing or 1D thing. It's now become a 3D or 4D thing, like we are moving through time as well, through the sounds that are happening there. You can definitely hear the fat sounds of the chorus coming through. I'm super happy with what's happening here, guys. The other thing is that we need to remember is that we haven't mastered it just yet. It's a matter of also just exporting and then mastering whatever sound will come out there. All right, so what we'll do is just quickly export. So you've heard the song. This is what it sounds like unmastered. It sounds pretty damn good. I'm impressed with this instrumental bit. So let me just see that when I export, I'm exporting everything I need to export out of here. Okay, and then let's just have a look and see what. Let's have a look and see. Yeah. That looks good to me. Okay, cool. We're just quickly gonna export. It's gonna take some time. So I suppose I'll just speed this along. This is the part that we'll just speed along at the end of the day when we actually check it out. Okay, let me just do this. Alrighty, yeah, this part will just be sped up. Without reverb, let's say, not reverb. Okay, instrumental. Coolio. Let's just find a nice file type to export it out as. MP3 sounds good to me. Alrighty. Yeah, guys, I'm super excited about this, to be very honest with you. I didn't think it would happen so quickly. I mean, mixing this down, I enjoy mixing. I enjoy playing off of certain things, within the mix sounds that sort of either mirror each other or slightly off from each other, so that when the listener hears it, it's just all there. I mean, we didn't add lots of crazy things to it, but just the basic mix to give you an idea as to how to create a stereo sort of setup for your sonic graph, just to give you little ideas when you're trying to mix something. It doesn't just have to be the thing that you bounce off. Even if you do an acoustic performance, and you're playing your guitar or your keys or whatever, it's always good to just get a duplicate going, build it a little bit softer so that the amount of decibels going out does not affect the sound of your overall mix at the end of the day. It's not unnatural. You can basically, what I do is for those outer voices or those outer files, I generally put the reverb on those super soft, and you get to hear the main voice in the room that it is. And because everything has been recorded in this room, it sounds like it's in this room together, but with those reverbs that are softly lingering in the background, you get that tail of an echo, which is also beautiful. I mean, if you're going to put that in there, at the end of the day, this is the thing that really, really, really comes together. But you want the actual song, the actual sounds to sit nicely in its space. And we're going to see now what that sounds like. After the export comes through, there's quite a lot of files that are placed there. And as I mentioned before, this is a very old computer. The PC is old, but there's loads of things you can do. Why not? You know what I mean? Don't restrict yourself to anything. The main idea is that when you're doing your mix, you follow those protocols, those ideas. So make sure that you have a plan. I mean, that's super important, guys. And you know where you're going, how you want to go. And if you've been mixing for a while, I think you have a good idea anyway what you want to do with things like acoustic guitars, things like bass lines. things like maybe backup vocals, where you want to put that in the mix, how you want to set it up and out. Generally, if you're playing around with some of these audio files, you know exactly who is pairing up with who on which side. Generally, you don't want something to feel naked or empty, and then you've got something going here, but there's nothing happening there. You do need to keep it going so that the listener doesn't feel awkward or weird. But you must have that dream. If you don't have that dream, like that movie that I watched, they've put all these interesting stories together because they have this introduction that feels a particular way. They have the outro that feels a particular way. Obviously, we set up the storyline in the introduction, and every single conflict that comes in between the introduction and the actual outro or conclusion, if you will, it gets resolved. So you have this beautiful resolution at the end. Or sometimes it's not resolved, and that leaves you thinking, oh, what's going on here? And that's also good. If that's your plan, then that is what you go for. And don't forget that ever. Your plan is the thing that's going to structure what the listener's looking for and what your intention is. Make that crystal clear. Make that crystal clear. And I promise you, you'll end up with the listeners being a lot more appreciative of what you're doing. Be honest. Don't, dilly-dally. Don't beat around the bush. Just get to the thing and show them this is what you want them to listen to, maybe listen for. And if you like it, you've got to like what you're doing too, it's done rendering. And I just think that at the end of the day, if you are honest and you are fair with yourself, other people will see that like that. You know what I mean? And just be good to the listener. Be good to yourself. Don't put yourself in a place where that can be an issue. So yeah, you have your plan there, you're going to be fine. Neaten up those bits and pieces, super important. Then you have something to really EQ, to compress. You've got something to really space in the right places and create that lovely picture that you wish to do so in. And at the end of it all, you could either, then of course the volume controls, that's also important. It gives you that sort of perception that, oh, I'm here in this world of sound. It's just brilliant. And yeah, that's just the way that it works. Please do listen to the song with a headset on. It can just be the normal earphones. It can be whatever you like. It's going to give you the full effect of the song if that happens. So basically now I'm bringing in I'm bringing in the exported file that we have exported from my mixing from the mixdown software into this new software over here. I think it is, let me just check quickly. Final mix. Okay. Just going to check the name as I talk so much. Oh, I haven't spoken so much in my life. Final. Okay. Without reverb, that's the one. All right, guys. So here it is. It's being imported into Audacity. This is the one. So just for a quick listen, we're going to listen to the beginning. All right, just from the outset, I can hear this little hiss that's there in the tune. I'm going to try and find a spot where it is quiet. Let's see if I can. I found a spot here somewhere. I even hear a hum. So I'm going to take a sample of that. Let's go into noise reduction. So get a noise reduction. We're going to get a profile, so just a sample of what it has to take away. Then I click on the whole file and I reduce, if I can find it now with my eyes, noise reduction. There it is. Okay. All right. just the normal settings, nothing crazy. Let the time do its thing. It elapses so quickly, it's not even an issue. So we're going to take out that bit of a hiss or hum. Already, you don't really get to hear that. Let's just take it to the end there quickly, where we took the sample from. Practically gone. It's still there, but when we listen to this track now, we're not going to hear that noise floor. Pretty good to me. Fantastic. So we've now done the noise floor bit. We've taken that out. Now let's just quickly compress. Just a basic compression, nothing too hectic. Light something, and there we go. Yeah, man. Break my bones, but your words cut right through me. Hammer those nails right. Beautiful. All right, guys. Yeah, sounds great, man. It sounds great. And then I'm just going to quickly do a normalize. So it's just going to bring it down a little bit. So with the compression, it sort of, gets it tighter and blows it up a bit. Normalizing just sort of brings it back together again. Your words cut right through me. Hammer those nails right into my skin, but perfect. All right, I'm happy with it. I'm going to export this now. And that's it, guys. That's basically what the deal is. That's what the deal is. Really, at the end of the day, I'm just going to quickly comp noise reduction and normalization. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we've heard the whole product now, and I think at the end of the day, you've got to be happy with what you are going to be putting out. Don't be like, oh, what did I do there? So you've got to be happy with what you're putting out. This is just the instrumental bit. And of course, I mean, looking at the process now, it should go quite quickly for you once you keep on it, So practice, practice, practice. That's a beautiful thing. At the end of the day, I do think it is quite important that you know what it is that you want to do, So have your plan ready, neaten up those files. Use whichever process you're going to do as processing you're going to do for sound effects, and then of course the final step of what we did now, of course, mastering. A light master, it's not a difficult thing for me. I'm happy with that, and of course then I can build my vocals around this mix that I've done there in that setup. So yeah, guys, of course I would love to give a big shout out to Mr. Jonas Adamson. Again, go check out his music on his channel. It's a fantastic experience. Our conversations, sir, is really building some beautiful things. It's creating some amazing conversations that we are having. And thank you so much for taking the time to just chat to me and inspire me, with the things that we are doing. We only build the world better together, and together we can build the world better. So yeah, guys, get out there, meet up with some guys, wherever it is, online, whatever, and start making music. I think this is where things become fantastic. Start making music, start chatting, find out what is happening in other people's or musicians' lives. And of course, I would love to have you here having the conversations with me. People like you people like me, musicians, anyone. I mean, if you're keen to chat music, this is what we do. Yeah, and if you click that like button, of course, it helps the algorithm. So go ahead and click that like button. More musicians will be able to pick up on what we're doing here together. If you subscribe, that will also encourage me to get a couple more of this type of content out there. This is fantastic. I do appreciate this. And again, across all the platforms that sees this content, thank you so much for the feedback, guys. You are amazing, amazing. And just hearing what your setup is like, knowing what you're going through and how you are doing the things that you're doing, it's fantastic. Just to hear and have a good conversation, to listen to the things that you are doing. It's fantastic. Even some of the song requests that have come through for me, I mean, I'm super, super excited about those types of things. So thank you so much. Subscribe, like, it helps the algorithm, and it helps share this kind of content. So go ahead and do just that, guys. As always, you know how it goes. I will see you in the future. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. You know it. I'm out.